listening to my own private radio show with your host, DJ Envy. And I got you to myself for close to 2 hours. We got ourselves a good show today. This is my second show of the year. And if you're a regular listener, you know that this is for the cinephiles, the movie buffs, movie lovers, so on. So as usual, movie news. This time three slices. Movie reviews this time. Four this time actually. So it's pretty loaded. Yes, that's right, folks. We're talking a rare but loaded movie review show, especially since I caught up with a bunch of movies, so it only makes sense that we just get it rolling. But that is after the music, okay? And but there will be short film reviews near the end, and they include the movies Corsage, Shin Ultraman, White Noise, which is on Netflix, and the recently released Saint Omer, which is an art house, a court drama film, and it's been getting a lot of praise. And it's only January, so that's pretty good start to the year, I think. So let's get to the film news first, as usual. Numero uno on the list, Criterion. Criterion Collection dropped an announcement on us this week. What movies will be coming out this April? The four editions are Small Axe, which is a Steve McQueen film, Triangle of Sadness. See, I said it before, Neon's, they got the ball rolling with Criterion. And people made fun of the cover, but I was like, it's okay. It's not, I don't know. I don't think it's, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's clearly Photoshop, but I don't care. And Triangle of Sadness, great movie. I'm just happy it's in the collection. It's way better than The Menu, by the way. Triangle of Sadness was actually for the longest time in my top 10. I think now I would just say it's in like my top 15. Definitely the top 20, that's for sure. Last year, 2022. And Criterion was also putting out a 4K of The Seventh Seal and Fisher King 4K, Terry Gilliam's 1990s classic. So that's pretty cool. Here's the thing, though. I feel like Bergman's Seventh Seal movie has been released by Criterion before, but that was a Blu-ray apparently, and now this is like for folks who just want 4K, you know. And I already have a Blu-ray player as of Christmas, so but it's like this is okay. If I didn't have a Blu-ray, I would definitely be happy that Seventh Seal you can get it on 4K. I would definitely buy this. So if you don't own Blu-ray player but love Criterion, consider the Seventh Seal on Criterion, which should be treated, I think, like the Evil Dead DVDs. We should re-release them every year. Like I feel like there's a bunch of different Evil Dead 2 DVDs, and we should treat the Seventh Seal like that, in my opinion. Um, Number two in film news, David Fincher's upcoming film, The Killer, was teased in a Netflix promo recently, and I must say, even though I was in the minority of like those who liked Mank, his last film, I believe, I can tell that this is a return to his superior form. We're talking films about people who kill form, because he is very good at that. He's very good at making movies about people who kill. uh you know Zodiac, I think, is arguably his best film. So we're talking Zodiac, Fincher, and The Killer. Maybe all I know is that Tilda Swinton and Michael Fassbender are both in it, and that's nothing to scoff at. So that's number two, is Finchy news. Number three, in news, is the Sundance Film Festival is officially underway as we speak, and sadly, we do not have a correspondent with us. I guess, our stubborn interviews with donkeys last year did us no favors, but we will see how we do at the Berlin Film Festival in February. So maybe we'll get another chance. But yeah, no correspondence this year for Sundance. But I mean, to be honest, the lineup, it's not. There's a film that Barry Jenkins has produced that looks interesting, but besides that, I'm not really gonna be. I don't have a Google alert for the Sundance movie reviews, if you want the truth. But who knows? Who knows? So I'm going to move along to music. But before I do that, I'm just gonna inject a little rant here before we get on to songs. I've noticed something. I've noticed something. On Twitter, there's always a discourse happening on film Twitter. Is it appropriate to laugh if you're at a repertory movie theater and you're watching a classic movie? Is it when is it appropriate to laugh? I only ask this because um someone on Twitter who I follow, I like Peter Labuza. He used to teach at San Jose State University where I went, and he has viral tweets on film Twitter, like a lot of the people I follow do, and yeah, it's isn't the first time where it's happened where someone has mentioned that, whether it's Vertigo or whatever, mentioning screening where people laughed at the places where it's like clearly not funny. And I thought that was interesting and honestly kind of bummed me out a bit. But I mean, I'm lucky. I haven't had that happen. But I am curious, um, like people's reaction to this being, who cares? I'm like, well, if you don't care, fine. But you don't think it's objectively childish to laugh, like even if it doesn't, like I'm young and I just like, if you appreciate classic movies, you appreciate classic movies. If you don't appreciate classic movies, then why the heck are you at a classic movie screening? It makes no sense to me. Just don't go. Stay at home and do that. But I don't know. I just think it's chud behavior, and I don't get people who are just so dismissive. Maybe it's the sense. Maybe it's this whole desensitized thing. That's what I think. And look, we can argue about it all day. I'd rather not. I just am gonna say that the laughing in Vertigo, the scene where Midge reveals her painting, that's funny. Everyone laughs at that. I have been screened Vertigo. I've seen Vertigo, I think, on the big screen once, but I definitely have seen it in film class, and I gotta tell you, no one laughs at the serious scenes. It's all terrifying, and people were raised right, and it is a terrifying film. Not like terrifying, I guess, in the jump scare horror way. It's just, it's a messed up movie about a dude who's obsessed with a dead woman. Or so it seems. Haha. No. And then she's just, it's just a brilliant film. Everyone knows Vertigo is a brilliant film. So yeah, I get why someone would be upset with any classic film screening getting ruined because of some childish behavior. And it is child. Look, it's not being pretentious or whatever. It's like just be a normal, decent human moviegoer. And I guess saying that makes me sound weird, but picture this: you're watching who knows? You're watching a Douglas Sirk film, classic melodrama. If you don't know who he is, think melodrama, and someone laughs because of the language that sounds funny, like someone says gay but they mean happy or whatever the heck. Yeah, it's like, okay, I get it, ha ha ha. And then it's like, okay, Rock Hudson, he's playing straight here, in real life he was gay. All right, you're having your giggles, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like it just continues on and on. I think there's actually something wrong with you if you're not annoyed by that. I've never had that happen. I went to a Douglas Sirk screening once at the MoMA and it was brilliant. Didn't have that happen. But yeah, that would upset me a little bit if that did happen. So it's valid, and I don't know why you wouldn't think it's valid. But anyway, that's just my opinion on it. So I thought that it was an interesting little discourse. Um, yeah, I don't get people getting upset with someone getting upset with that. And people, look, whether you like it or not, more people agree than not that if you're watching a classic movie screening and you don't get the language, if you're watching a classic movie and you don't get the language, just shut up and go to another movie. That's not rude. That's me saving you time. That's everyone saving everyone's time. Anyway.